What is going on, everybody? We are back, baby. Let's go. 10 in a row. 10 in a No 10 in a row. Damn it.
We were almost
guys.
there.
It's all right. It's okay. We were right there, guys. It's fine. We good. We still rocking. We are playing great basketball. We are still the hottest team in the league. Let's go, Knicks. Come on, baby. Come on.
Clap it up. Let's go.
Yeah. Shout out to all y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to SKF Weekly. I am your host, Ron. That is my brother, John, and my brother, Jose, is on the ones and twos holding us down.
We here. Full team.
Yes. John, how you feeling, brother? I mean, listen, hey, it is what it is. A loss is a loss. It just feels different when you've won 9 in a row. You know what I mean?
I'm excited, man. I mean, look, we played without 3 starters and one of our key bench players in Quentin Grimes, and we were still in it. We had an opportunity to win it. They had their star players available for them, and we took them down to the fourth quarter. Actually, there was a moment in that fourth quarter where I felt like, if we hit a couple of shots, we might just win this and take them completely out of it. But unfortunately, it just didn't pan out that way. So I'm good. I'm good with the performance. I enjoyed, everybody who played and how they played. Like it was, very, very New York-like. Like hard-nosed defense. A lot of hustle. And again, it's unfortunate that we didn't knock down shots, but it was an enjoyable game, man. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. There's gonna be some ups, there's gonna be some downs. You just got to keep fighting, and I'm gonna say it. It's the mantra going all. I mean, this is it from now until the end of the season, into the playoffs, all of that. That's it. It's hashtag all heart, no quit. This team just continues to fight. They were shorthanded against Indiana, and they struggled all game, but they were able to grind it out. But unfortunately, when you play a team like the Lakers, you're dealing with that star power. It's not just about the fact that these guys are good, but they've been here before and they know how to win games. So when you have a game that's close, that's when those guys are the most dangerous. That, along with the referees, along with the hoopla and the star power of just having them in New York at the Garden. I mean, you could tell it's different because if you look at these Knicks and how they've been playing teams, everywhere they've been going, the arenas have been crazy. The fans have been tilted. There's been a lot of Knicks fans and all this stuff. And, it's been great. But notice when the Lakers came into the Garden, there was some cheers and some oohs and ahs when LeBron was moving around. I was like, yeah, it's different.
No, it's a fact. I mean, when the stars come out, all the stars come out. When the basketball all-stars come out, you get the fandom. You know what I mean? You also get the opposite of real true Knick fandom, right? You get the folks that are sort of like in it just because we hot. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what you would call that, sort of like the fair weather Knick fans, those types.
Yeah, the fair weather bandwagon fans. Yeah,
the bandwagon fans. That's what you call them. They come out in droves. You know what I mean? So, for me, it was a good game, man. My biggest takeaway, and it is always like, let's not forget, they won the in-season tournament because they know how to close out games, right? That's the reason why LA won this. You know what I mean? In such fashion. In the play-in tournament, and you could see the same thing here. They're sort of built for a playoff run. Regular seasons are not really their thing, and they can really lock in defensively with the tools that they have. They have good complementary players in that team. They aren't built for a full regular season, but in playoffs, every game slows down, and it becomes about their matchups and fourth quarter adjustments, and you can see that they did so. I do want to preface this by saying, Tom Thibodeau, I seen a little something. I seen a little adjustment. It didn't work, but I seen an adjustment. So I'm going to wait to see it some more to really see if it's, if I can start commending Tibbs for sort of shifting in game. Because I seen an adjustment in sort of what he was calling and how he was sort of trying to manipulate the offense and call something different, but it just didn't work, man. Guys needed to knock down shots, and they did it.
Right. Right. And shout out to the chat. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here and rocking with us. Big task at hand. You said sorry, Ron, but I disagree. The Lakers are only won because the Knicks were shorthanded. No, you don't disagree because I agree with you. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying with who the Knicks had out there on the court, the difference is because the Lakers had LeBron and AD, and those guys know how to win at the end of games. Because remember, that same Knick team played the Indiana Pacers with Pascal Siakam. I know Halliburton was on a minutes restriction, so he didn't play down the stretch, but they were pretty much full-handed. I mean, not full-handed. I don't know what the word is. They had a full squad for the most part. And the reason why they didn't win, because they should have won. Halliburton put them in position that they were up. They were leading the whole game up until late in the fourth quarter. They should have won, but they didn't have a guy like Halliburton out there to help close it out. And the other guys that were out there didn't do enough, and they don't have that same cachet like a LeBron and an AD in order to finish the game. Because if they did, the Knicks, it would have been hard pressed for the Knicks to win that game because they struggled all game. I know Brunson was great. I know they fought, and I get it. But if you got the guys there that are normally there and know what to do in those situations, the Knicks wouldn't have had a chance to take the lead from them. But it is what it is. I love it. I'll take it. But that's the difference with LA. And even if we had OG, I think we would have won, let alone if we had Randall and OG, or we might have just won with Quentin Grimes. Who knows? We was missing a little something.
We could have won with the team that we had. It was just they didn't knock down the shots, the open shots that they had and they were given. You know what I mean?
But
and then
you know what, John? They didn't knock down those shots against. They didn't knock down those shots against Indiana either. We shot 27%.
But Indiana didn't have a game plan that was efficient enough to get us away from the defense that we were throwing at them.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like they didn't adjust well to our defense. You know what I mean? Where
100%.
AD and LeBron are high IQ guys. You know what I mean?
Right.
You may not like them, but as players, they're high IQ guys. You know what I mean? And then when you think of the Pacers, without their best IQ guy in Halliburton, they sort of struggle. And they also were without Mathurin, who's a quality scorer, young scorer at that, you know what I mean? So that's just, I'm taking every win we can get. Like I said, I like, it's hibernation season for me. Get fat, you know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
And then, we see where the chips fall when we get to the playoffs, you know what I mean? So like I said, I enjoyed that game. I really enjoyed, I was actually quite surprised that we were in the game the way that we were. You know what I mean? I knew we would hustle, but I didn't think we were going to be that close and having the opportunity to win the game, even though I chose them for this. I wanted to go 10 in a row, and I thought I was almost there, but it didn't pan out.
It's a little bit of an indictment on the Lakers squad and what they are in right now in today's game. Like they're just a different squad. They're not as dominant as they used to be. And I don't watch the Lakers, but apparently from what Laker fans say on social media and stuff like that, it seems like the Lakers play better when LeBron and AD aren't playing. So I don't know what to say about that. But
I mean, they share the ball more, right? They share the ball more. I think there was one game that I seen. I think it was a TNT covered game where they were out. They were sitting out, and then I think I watched the first half because it was a late one. But then they moved the ball. They moved the ball more, similar to like. I would say it was very similar to us without Randall, where we move. You see the ball movement a little bit more.
Right.
Other players are getting involved, although Brunson still does a lot of ISO. When you got players who aren't the main focus on an offensive team, you know what I mean? They tend to sort of share the ball with each other. And that's what you see when you don't have AD and LeBron. But what do you expect? Those guys are solidified superstars, right? In the NBA. So, that's what you do when you have superstars and all-stars.
It's true. And I just want to say, I'm not happy that obviously that we've struggled and that we're not hitting our shots. But I am happy that I hope some of the Knicks fans that are not as open-minded as other Knicks fans that kind of just are like very straight and narrow and only see one thing and don't really look at other things. I'm happy that those Knicks fans get to see the importance of Julius Randle, get to see the importance of OG Anunoby, not just for his defense, but for his offense. And why Quentin Grimes, as long as he's here, is important to the team too. Like, you need that scoring. It's not just about defense. You need to be able to score baskets, and those guys are better at it than some of the other guys we have to throw out there on a night in and night out basis to kind of step up. So it's all important, man. It's all important.
It's a team sport, though, right? That's really what it comes down to. It's a team sport. Everybody has to play their role and play their part. And the best teams don't have less of individuality, like individuals looking to get theirs. They're more about team orientation. You know what I mean? They like whatever's going to help the team succeed. And that's when you start building good relationships among a championship caliber team. And that's what we're looking towards, right? We're looking like that. Question for you, Ron. Are you concerned about all of these, these DMPs for OG and Anunoby? I mean, this elbow arthritis seems a little bit more than they letting out to be.
I am quite worried about it. Do I think he'll be fine with a good amount of rest? Yes, but that worries me too because, like, you talk about bad timing. Like, it has to happen now when Julius goes down, and then all of a sudden Quentin Grimes get this freaking knee thing. Like, it's just bad timing. So I think the best possible thing that can happen to the Knicks, and I'm sorry, like, I get it, guys. We love our team. We love how they've been playing, but no, this is not the right time to stand pat. We need to move because we need healthy bodies. We need some people who can help lighten the load. Like, God forbid anything happens to the best player on this team. You know who I'm talking about. I'm not even going to say his name because I don't want to put the 2 and 2 together. But we need him, and he's playing a lot of minutes and carrying a big load, right? We need some help for this man and some other guys just to make it easier. So if the Knicks can pull off a move at the trade deadline, that'll help because OG might have to sit out until he gets really right. If that's and I'd prefer that. Don't want him coming back and then just getting hurt again. So even if he's got to sit out till after the All-Star break, they got to do what they got to do so that way we can have him out there on the court because we know OG's been injury prone. This year, he played every game, right? And this is the first time he's been out. But he has moments, and so I'm a little concerned about that, John.
Big facts. I'm with you, man. I don't like when it was 1 or 2 games. I was like, okay, there's a little rest. Everyone could use a little rest. That's 4 games in a row, bro. Like, what are you not saying about what's happening? Because arthritis, inflammation, that could be anything. You know what I'm saying? And it could linger. And the worst case scenario is that he has to endure surgery and go through surgery so that he's playing hurt. You know what I mean? And that's going to affect his aggressiveness on the defensive end, but even more so on the offensive end. Because do we even know if is that the shooting? Is it the shooting hand?
No. Thankfully, it's the other one.
Opposite hand. Okay. So
luckily, hold on. Wait.
Is it?
Hold on. It might be the shooting hand. It might be the shooting hand. I think because doesn't he wear? I think I saw him shake somebody's hand with the elbow sleeve on. It might be the shooting hand, bro. I don't know. I can't remember now.
So the key is it the shooting hand? It's going to affect them not so much defensively, but more so on the offensive end, and that's a big concern for us because moving forward, we're going to need a little bit of his scoring punch to get us over the hump, and we got to rely on that 3-point shooting on the corner. So I'm a bit concerned. I'm actually excited to hear. I'm waiting to hear good news on Randall. It seems like there's no, they're gonna supposed to like review it again in a few more days, or a few more weeks, and then get another update. But as of right now, there's no physical damage, like outside of just popping out the shoulder and popping it back in.
Right. Right.
So.
Well, we'll
and that's
see,
not
guys.
the shooting hand.
Right.
That's the opposite.
That's not that's correct. That's good. That's a good thing. Right. So we're gonna open the show up, guys. Obviously, you're more than welcome to jump in. We'll take one person at a time. If somebody wants to jump up on the panel, the only thing you do have to do is you have to either put your email address in the chat so we can email you the link so you can come on the show, or we will put our email address out there for you guys, and you'll be able to email us directly, and we'll just email you back the link, because that's the way we're using something called vmix on Monday nights. It's a different thing. If you're familiar with that type of stuff like OBS, it's similar, but it's just a different interface, and the way you do things is different. So that's how we have to do it. If you guys want to be on the panel in person live, we could chop it up for 5 minutes or so. But the alternative too is you're welcome to call in. We do have the call-in number, and we'd love to hear from you guys, man. Our Knicks are, no matter what, we still Knicks fans, baby, through everything. So 347-305-7280.
That's the premise of our show, right? Like, let's hear from you fans. Come on in. It isn't just about Ron and I giving out takes, but about exploring, the opportunities. And there we go. Seems like we got a caller on the air. Hey, caller, what's your name and where you coming? Where you calling from?
Yo, what up? It's JJ from Brooklyn. What's good, fellas? What's
JJ
good?
in the building.
Salute.
What
What's
up?
good?
How you guys do, man? Salute. How's you guys' weekend,
What's going
man?
on,
How's
JJ?
everything?
Can't complain. Everything's good. How you feeling?
Man. Good, man. Good, man. Good, not too bad, man. I just definitely. I mean, what can you say? We lost the game. That was going to happen. Obviously, with all these injuries, you can't get too concerned. I'm just concerned because we just don't know what's going on right now. Like everything's up in the air with him. OG, he's already ruled out for tomorrow. That's concerning. When you're ruled out a day in advance, that's never really a good sign for
right.
The upcoming game. So that's definitely pretty. Now I'm definitely my concern is definitely extremely high right now, because that's never a good sign. So I don't know when he's going to be back. Grimes they ruled him out for the rest of the homestand, so he's out the next 3 at minimum. So these teams are all going to stop until these guys get back. None of these games are going to be easy. My concern is right now is every team should just do what the Lakers did. I mean, it's simple. I mean, I don't want to bash the other guys in the starting lineup, but it's basically 2-on-5. I mean, Hart can't score. It's true when Hardenstein aren't scorers. DiVincenzo scores more so off of others getting him open. He's not a guy who's going to kind of create for himself. So it's 1.5 versus 5. How hard that is for someone like Brunson. I mean, it's going to be difficult to do that. It just is. I don't know how they're going to score. I don't know where it's going to come from right now. So, yeah.
I just want to give you a little bit of a heads up. Just wanted to give you a heads up, JJ. We can hear you, but you're breaking up a little bit. You're coming in and out, but we hear most of what you're saying. Just wanted to give you a heads up, though.
Oh, yeah. Am I?
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know why, but you sound good at times. So
yeah.
But I understand your concerns for sure. Definitely understand your concerns. I think the biggest thing for us is whoever is going to be called on to play a game, that we all love growing up, right? They have to love it the same way. So when your number's called, you got to come in with the same fire and energy that you have when you are that guy that teams were looking towards you leading, right? So everybody in the NBA has led some team in their basketball career, whether it was high school, whether it was college, whatever it was. Growing up, you were that guy. We need you to have the same confidence going into these games without our major stars in order to be relied upon to score the ball. I mean, the reality is that everybody at this level should be able to score the ball. You may not be able to score the ball from the outside. You may not be a great percentage three-point shooter. Like your percentages may be low.
Right.
Then do other things, right? Get the hustle points, attack the basket, get to the free throw line, hit those buckets because those are free, right? And that you got to make the game work for you, and you can't lack aggressiveness when your number's called. You can't just be like, I'm just fixated on this corner and I'm gonna keep swinging the ball to Brunson. Nah, you gotta get that mind state out of you. You gotta the ball's being shared, but then you also got to be in attack mode, because the more you can attack as an individual, the better it is for a star player like Brunson to work one-on-one, because now they can't leave you by yourself. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter if you can't shoot the three, you can always attack the basket. You know what I mean? You find ways to attack the basket. And I think that's what we have to see more of from this Knicks team, because Precious, specifically Precious, Hartenstein, and Not Hartenstein is iHeart, but Josh Hart, you know, they all have to be a little bit more aggressive to the basket. You know what I mean? And do what comes easy for them. You know what I mean? And I think that'll fare well while we have these guys out. But OG, I am concerned. But the one thing we have in our favor is the schedule seems to be like, what's our next game? That next game is against a team that's like without anybody, right? Like the Grizzlies don't have anybody.
Memphis, like 13. Everybody.
It's Memphis, right? But then after Memphis is Dallas. So
maybe it's like, all right, we're gonna give you that one last day off, because I mean, why come back for the Grizzlies game? That don't make no sense because nobody's really there. You know what I mean? So
right.
I mean, let's pray and keep those fingers crossed, because anything beyond 5 gets a little bit like that's telling right there.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, hey JJ, I appreciate you. Should I say we appreciate you, brother? Thank you for calling in. We got
no doubt,
other people trying to call in, but I want to definitely tell you, JJ, we are going through it, man. We're gonna get there. I feel good about this team, and we Met fans. We deserve something, bro. Me and you, we need it.
For real. Exactly, man. Exactly.
So before you go, if you had a choice, and regardless of, you know, if you had a choice to bring in one player or two, who would they be?
Oh man, I'm gonna say I'm going Brunson and Sexton. One of those two.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, JJ. Appreciate you,
my
brother.
All right, man. Appreciate it, man.
Have a blessed
you guys be good,
Take
man.
care.
All right.
Peace.
Thanks,
All right.
man. Latest.
Yeah.
Once again, guys, thank you for tuning in and watching the show. Please smash that like button if you haven't already done so. We got 34 people in here watching. Please smash that like button while you can. Oh, we got another call coming in. Caller.
Hello.
Oh, my bad, John. Your name and where you're from.
There you go.
Hello.
Hello. We can hear you.
Oh, okay. I talking to somebody else. Okay. My name is Al. I'm over here from Jersey. Okay.
Hey, Al from Jersey. Thank you for calling in, brother. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Yeah. Salute to Ron and salute to you, John.
I appreciate it. Before we continue, do you mind lowering down that volume on what you're? I guess you're watching this on a different.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm calling you on my cell and watching you.
Perfect.
Listen, I am so proud of this team. Okay, we had basically 3 starters, because we still forget about Mitch that's being out, and 1 role player, and we still lost by 8 points, and not having a good shooting night at all. So we have to take the glass half full at this, because, you know, these guys are giving it their all the time. I'm an old coach from the 70s, you know, and stuff. And I was a point guard also when I was growing up. So I coach the game. I don't watch the game. And I feel that, we have something special here. We really do. It's something that we have to look at deeply to see what do we need. Now, for me, I don't think we need another superstar. I really think we need somebody that naturally could help the bench. My feeling is, we got somebody in the next borough. I mean, what do you guys think about getting, Dennis Smith Jr. back? I mean, I've been watching the Nets game, and he's improved a lot since he was a Knick. I mean, what do you guys think?
How you feel about him, John?
I think for me, Dennis Smith Jr. for me has ran his course. You know what I mean? He was a highly projected player coming from college. Never really panned out to the player he needed to be.
Have you watched his games though?
I'm sorry.
Lately?
Have you
No,
watched
no,
any?
no.
Have you watched any of the Nets games lately for the last
No,
let's say,
I
2 or 3
actually
weeks?
I don't watch the Nets. You know, I don't watch New Jersey.
Okay.
But
Okay.
you
No,
know what
well,
I
the
mean?
thing
Like I
because
don't know. I don't know what he's been doing lately. And I could if I mean I understand where you're coming from. He is a dynamic sort of athletic point guard. I think my issue and it's not even an issue. It's like I don't know how he would gel in a Tibbs run team, right? Like Tibbs is a hard coach to like play for. You know what I mean? Like he's got Jacques Vaughn over there. Jacques Vaughn is a player's coach. You know what I mean? He's a guy who's gonna allow his players to be who they are. Tibbs is very, very maniacal when it comes to like how he wants things run and how he wants to play the game of basketball. So I don't know if it would be a good fit necessarily. But again, is he athletic? Does he have talent? He absolutely does. I think everybody in the NBA has some, you know, a great amount of talent. It's just how do they get utilized, and is it a good fit?
well,
Right.
again, for the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've been watching, you know, on and off the Knicks and Nets. When the Knicks are not playing, I watch the Nets and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He plays defense. I mean, he's the only guy on that Nets team that really plays defense, other than Claxton. All right, so he, as far as defense is concerned, he can play. He runs that second unit like it was. Forget it. He's for the last, like I said, for the last 5 or 6 games, he's been running that second unit really good. I mean, we talk about Braxton, we talk about Clarkson, we talk about Murray. I mean, there are advantages to all of them, but if you just want to fill a spot and not hurt the rotation, I mean, if you guys could just take a look at 1 or 2 games from the Nets and just watching specifically. I mean, I like I said, I'm an old point guard from the 70s. I'm watching these guys and stuff and everything and so on, and it's like, wow, you know, he's improved a lot from when he was with the Knicks and when and I forgot what other team he was before he
Dallas,
with the Nets.
Mavericks.
Mavericks. Well, no, we got him from Dallas. Then we got him from Dallas.
Oh no, yeah, but he was with them, and you know, so you're basically saying he looks better now.
Yeah, oh yeah, and we got him from Dallas. Then when he left us, he went to another team, and then he got to the Nets.
Oh,
but
I see.
Anyway,
Detroit. He went to Detroit.
Detroit. Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks like he found himself, or he found his role, you know, and stuff and everything. And I know I'm harping a lot on him, but I just would like to get somebody like that to go, you know, to see if we can get something on the cheap, on the cheap, because again, he doesn't have the shot. I understand that. But if you want somebody to run the second unit and have Deuce be open and not have to handle the ball and stuff and everything, he's going to get you that. Plus, he's going to assist. A lot of times, a lot of these, what Brunson doesn't do, that's the only thing I could, you know, have something against him, is he has iHeart and he has Sims and stuff. These guys jump over the moon. Why doesn't he do a lot of lobs to these guys when he beats his man? And their man comes to him, just lob it to them. I mean, and same thing when Mitch was there. Mitch should have got 1 lob per quarter from Brunson every time because it's there all the time. All right, and that would eliminate that guy coming. You know, once Brunson beats his man, that would eliminate or hesitate that guy, so that way he could take a shot with nobody in front of him. Okay.
Well, you know what, Al? I will tell you that 2 things. I agree with you on the fact that Dennis Smith Jr. is probably he fits the more of the type of guy the Knicks probably should be looking for. We probably shouldn't be looking for the high-priced DeJounte Murrays and those because we don't have a lot of money to retain these guys and then sign some of our own guys in the offseason like Hartenstein, stuff like that. So, and shout out to the chat because I saw somebody put that in the chat as well. But the other thing is, and actually Dennis Smith Jr. is interesting. I don't think he works because I just don't think he shoots the ball good enough for what the Knicks are doing these days. They need somebody to be able to kick it out to knock down a shot. And we only got DiVincenzo and Brunson, and other guys are struggling. Deuce has been okay, but I'm just saying in general we're struggling. And then our bigs can't really score like that. They can move the ball around, but they don't score that well. But It was something else you had just said, and I'm like, I just lost it. What was the other point? You said something, and I just lost it. Man,
about the lobs.
Oh, the lob. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it's that the 46-year-old brain, man, soon to be 47. It's killing me.
Well, look, let me add this one point. I watched. Well, let me backtrack. I was listening to the '69 championship game that was in New York at 7:30 in 1969 on the radio, and actually writing down the stats in a book. And people don't realize that basketball was not prime. That same game was tape delayed 11:30 on ABC. That's the Willis Reed game. All right, people don't remember that. So I know what I'm talking about with my Knicks and stuff, and I know. And then I played basketball. I mean, I didn't play high school, but I played league games and stuff like that, and I coached and stuff.
I say, hey man, we appreciate. I was going to say we appreciate you. We appreciate you. We appreciate your take. Good stuff, man. But to your point about the lobs, that's what I was going to tell you. I think it's a culture thing with the Knicks. It's not necessarily about Brunson? Guys not wanting to, or even Brunson not wanting to throw the lob. But I don't know if you remember, there was a point where Knick culture was lob city. We were always throwing the lobs. But what the Knicks noticed is that their bigs like Nerlens Noel and Mitchell Robinson were getting hurt a lot. They were going up, coming down on people's ankles and feet. Yeah, I'm like, I added a foot and feet and whatever. But that was what they noticed was happening. And so have you noticed for years, the Knicks tried to stop throwing as many lobs to Mitch. They'll still throw them here and there, but they stopped because it was an easy way for him to come down on somebody's foot. So I hear you. It makes a lot of sense. But they just the culture kind of shifted. And I think that's kind of why they've gotten away from lobs as much as they used to throw them. Because they used to throw them all the time.
I would have stopped too throwing them to Nerlens Noel because he couldn't catch him.
Well, I just feel that Hartenstein and even Sims, I mean, they're a little bit better than Noel, and even I hate to say it, even Mitch, because Mitch sometimes fumbles the ball a lot. I think they're a little bit better to catch and throw. But anyway, listen, I want to thank you for the call. I watch you guys a lot, and let's go Knicks. All right,
let's go Knicks.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you, brother. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Man, that's a great call. You don't not everyone is talking about a Dennis Smith Jr. type, you know what I mean? And although I wouldn't fancy him on the Knicks, but that's my own opinion. I think it's a valid opinion that he brought out there. I think it's important that the Knicks look, and I think you talked about this, Ron, like we will all place high value on certain players, and then it be the player that we're not even looking at that the front office then turn around and pull the trigger on, and then it's like, oh, we didn't think about this person even being a Knick because we didn't think it was a possibility. And then, and does it fit? And then all of a sudden it does fit. So it's really about those two things, right? Can they bring a player who can maximize their time on the court while coming off the bench or playing with the first unit, maximize their abilities, and then being good locker room, teammate guys, you know what I mean? Guys who they can rely on and off the court, you know what I mean? I think that's the big thing for us here 100%. In New York.
I agree with that, bro. I agree with that 100%. And I will say, shout out to the caller once again. I don't personally like DSJ for the Knicks right now, but I will say he kind of fits the mold. Like I said, that's shooting because he only shoots 28% from three. But I will tell you, I have noticed he's been a much better orchestrator out there. And all season, even last season, the announcers have been giving him a lot of props when they talk about him for his defense. He plays defense now, so I give him credit for that. And that fits Tibbs. So I don't know.
There was a moment in time where he actually had to go back to the G League. I think it was during the Piston run where he just sort of got out of favor with all the NBA, like all coaches, and he had to work his way back, and then luckily enough, Brooklyn gave him a shot. So, I won't take away from from DSJ, his work ethic in that degree. It looks like he really wants to be in the NBA and wants to play at a high level. So, with that said, I mean, would I be mad? I would proceed with caution when it comes to DSJ, because
right.
we've seen some weird stuff when he was on the court with but who was coaching too? That's also
Fizdale. Was it
Fizdale.
Fizdale at that
It
time,
was
or was it Fizdale?
yeah.
It was one of them.
I think
it was one of them. I think
it was, and it wasn't a good situation. So you know what I mean. I mean, under Tibbs, it could be a little different. So again, Jacques Vaughn is a players type coach. You know, they respect him out there. So I think, you know, if DSJ were to be the guy who the Knicks pick up, if Tibbs is able to motivate him to continue to build on his career, then that'll be great. I mean, I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying? So it's out of my hands.
To get better, man. Yeah, we just want our team to get better, man.
That's a fact.
Shout out to the chat once again. Just want to say thank you. Special shout out to my guy Walter Blackman. Appreciate the $4.99 super chat. Thank you, my brother. You know, just because he didn't put nothing behind it, no words, no take, just a donation. Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate that.
Shout out to Walter. Shout out to Big Task at Hand. Shout out to JJ who called in. Kareem Grant, my twin. What's good, brother? Marcel Montgomery in the building. Dwayne Dennis here. The first lady of Still Knick fans in the building, Geraldine McIver. Let's go,
Salute.
Baby.
Yes.
Geraldine
we
is
on
here.
Wednesday.
Nick Yak is in the building. On Dios NYK is in the building. DSJ. Whoa. Are they both DSJ? I think they.
Look at that.
Delano Steele Jr. is in the building.
We don't want DSJ on that team.
We want Delano Steele Jr. on the team, though.
That's who we want.
To you, my brother. Jay from PR is in the building. Alberto Ramos in the building, obviously. D Block is here. Salute. My guy Jiggerman Porto, 1/3 or 1/4 or 1/5 or 1 quadrillionth, because the Morning Brew Sports Network is so huge. They got everything going on.
They keep growing.
It's in the building. Salute. Appreciate you. Wesley Robinson is in the building. Salute. Vince Ruiz is here. Johnny Davis is here. Craig is here. Appreciate you. I think I got everybody. Danny Landis in the building. And my guy Wiz from BKLA in the building, and not to mention, we got a couple others. Jay Boogie's in the building. Chef NYK is in the building.
Yes, salute.
Damn, that means we haven't got Jay Boogie to call in on the show, and he's not going to do it today. But maybe next week we'll get him to call in on the show if he's around, because he said he's not gonna be on any podcast until 3 p.m. After 3 p.m. on Thursday, after the trade deadline, he's popping back up.
It's all good. Look, it's only right though, right? It's only right.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Appreciate you.
We all sort of like trade out, right? Like I'm looking forward to Thursday. So that 3 o'clock hits, I don't want to hear nothing else. If we ain't make a move, I'm good. So you know,
I want to move on, bro. I'm with you. So thank you guys once again for calling in. As I mentioned earlier, if you want to be on the panel live and jump in with us, throw your email in the chat or respond to our email. It's still knickfans@gmail.com. No S, because we ain't stressed. No matter what's going on, we still Knick fans. So you can email us your email. We'll send you the link if you want to pop on and show your face. Or if not, if you just want to call in, once again, that number is 347-305-7280. Call in and chop it up. Yeah. Ron and John, still Knick fans. We here, baby. So that being said, guys, you know, we had a pretty busy week as usual. The Knicks went out there to do the damn thing, and most of it worked out. But we played first game on the docket was a revenge game for us because we got to play Utah. The Utah Jazz were in the building, and guess what? Utah Jazz got the beats. That's right. We beat them 118-103. Take that L and enjoy it, because you guys deserve it. This is the least we could do. Here. Don't say we never got you nothing. Here, take this L.
Man. This was a good game by the Knicks. A game that we shot it well in, right? Like DiVincenzo was lighting it up early. You know what I'm saying? And Brunson got off too, and I think it was an all-around game. I think we also seen a pressure sighting in this one, right? If I'm not mistaken. But you know, we all around, I think the Knicks played well. They were up to the task. You know, we needed to get these wins. Like I said, this is hibernation season. We got to get fat now. You know what I mean? So we got monies come playoff time. So I like this win. This win is a credible win because, we had the opportunity to rest Brunson in this one, right? And just, we move on to the next, it's pretty easy.
Shout out to Alberto Ramos. I figured that was you, brother. I know that's why when I shouted you out in the chat, I said, yeah, and we definitely know Alberto Ramos is here because I figured that was you. Appreciate you, brother.
Nice.
Thank you, man. So yeah, I mean, this game, like you're saying, this was one of those games that we were still pretty much shooting very well. We shot 46.8% from the field, 38.2% from three. That's great. We shot 94.4% from the free throw line, guys. 17 of 18. We were definitely clicking in this game, folks. Yeah, man. Precious had 18 and 5. Josh Hart had 10, 10, and 10. His 10-10 wins, baby. Triple dubs.
Right.
Isaiah Hartenstein had 14, 12, 2, and 2. 29 for Jalen Brunson, 9 assists, 3 rebounds. Like you were saying, DiVincenzo was on fire, 33 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, 4 steals, 1 block. Man, just filling the stat sheet. Gotta love Dante. Double D.
Right.
Let's go. And Quentin Grimes.
Big Red.
The last game Big Red, right.
Big Red Baron, whatever they're going at.
And they call Malachi the angry Dante.
Anyway. Not for nothing, Malachi would get a lot more minutes on this team if he had the height that DiVincenzo has.
Yeah, correct.
He's got a little game.
He's got game.
Yeah, he's got game. It's just the height. It's like he's at a disadvantage. Because we're playing deuce, and it's like, what are you gonna do if Deuce is a bigger guard and is a strong defender? You know what I mean? It's like Malachi isn't as good as a defender as Deuce, so he gets the nod over him. You know what I mean? But Malachi got game.
I hear you. That's a fact. Shout out to Jay Boogie. Thank you for the generous super chat. He says, because my auntie, Miss Geraldine, is in the chat, but after today, no more podcasts until after the deadline. I could call in, but I'm just fanning.
Right. Yeah.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, and I think to round out the scoring for the Knicks was Quentin Grimes. Like I said, he had 12, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists, 1 steal. And listen, you guys know, if you know anything about me and what I talk about with Quentin Grimes, it's the ancillary stats. I know he could shoot. I know sometimes he doesn't always, look for his shot, but I know he could do that. But I like to see when he gets on the boards, when he might do some assists, when he gets some steals. This is what I want to see. So shout out to Grimes. Yes. Shout out to Grimes for doing what he can. It stinks that he got hurt, man. It is what it is, though. But that was the game against Utah, man. It was a much-needed victory to kind of keep our streak going. We owed Utah. We needed to give them business, and we gave them the business. So good job by the Knicks. And then going from there, then it was the game that, I don't know, a lot of people had circled on their calendar because of the fact that, one, Indiana's got Obi Toppin, and that is not really a rivalry, but we just want to see what it looks like when the teams match up against each other. But I will tell you, there's a little heat to it. It's not the Indiana-New York Knicks rivalry of old with the Reggie Millers and it was different, definitely different. But Halliburton is definitely giving it a little spice. He's definitely giving it a little juice because he feels like obviously the Knicks passed up on him.
They slotted him,
so
man.
He's always looking to beat the Knicks. So yeah, there's a little juice there.
He had his suit custom made for New York.
I know.
He had it custom made for New York. Like, legit. Like, I was like, yo, we got to go Hallie. And then if we don't go Hallie, we got Toppin, right? That was me all the way. You remember that?
I know. Listen, John, I remember our conversation, bro.
It's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? What they did. You know what I mean? But he's showing and proving his worth. And, and I like his competitive nature. You know what I mean? Like, there ain't a shot that he isn't willing to take, and I like that in the player. You know what I mean? He reminds me a lot of, like, who's a player that he reminds you of that you would say, like, sort of mimics that, like, he's got a mixed game. Like, he has the passing ability of Jason Kidd, but the shooting of, like, a Kevin Martin. Remember Houston? Kevin Martin, like he'll let it
Kevin
go.
Martin, man,
Right,
that was a blast.
right.
Yeah.
But Kevin, he got like a Kevin Martin shot. Like he ain't scared to take it. You know what I mean? He's got that energy, and then he's got like the versatility and that he got the vision of Jason Kidd. You know what I mean? And I like that.
I would say his shot probably gives me more. Oh my God, the old brain is working again, folks. Sean Marion. It's not as broken as Sean Marion,
right?
But he just reminds me of Sean Marion when he shoots it. Because Sean Marion's shot was crazy. The release was nuts. But yeah, and he hits at a high clip. And Sean Marion was pretty good at shooting at a high clip.
Yeah.
And with that lanky body, very versatile, to do a bunch of different things out there on the court.
Kevin Martin was also lengthy too. He wasn't like he was a skinny type player. You know, got to his spot, let it go. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he definitely got that vision though. He got that clear cut vision. Even like when he doesn't have something, he tries to make something happen. You know?
Yep.
So I like that in a player.
Yeah. He's a really good talent, man. He's a great player. He's going to be fantastic going forward in the league. He's going to be one of the
matchup
stars.
And that matchup between him and Brunson is going to be dynamic for years to come because Brunson.
Although I will
go at him.
Oh yeah, always, and I love that because they both get up for the game, so that's great. That's great. One thing I will say, guys, and I honestly think that that's the case. But if we would have got Halliburton,
no Brunson,
there's no chance we would have got Brunson. So
no, because Tibbs would have fell in love with him.
Brunson. Exactly,
because he rebounds, he does everything.
Yeah, it took this team how many years to get a point guard? You kidding me? If we would have got Halliburton and he worked out, and they know other point guards coming in here.
Right. It's facts.
That would have been it.
That's a fact.
Yeah, man. So that was that. But to the game itself, guess what, folks? Indiana, a new nemesis, a little baby rival. They caught the beats too, folks. That's right. They catch that L too. Don't say we never gave you nothing, Indiana. 109-105. The Knicks beat the Pacers in a game where Halliburton was on a minute restriction. He played 22 minutes or 23 minutes, something like that. He was looking really good while he was out there, actually. Let me see. What did he play? He played 21-53. So 22 minutes. He had 15 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, and 2 blocks. I mean, you could just tell like he's dynamic no matter when he's out there on the court. And they played pretty well. Their defense, they've got some guys over there that play some good individual defense, like Aaron Naismith. So he was pretty good out there. Pascal Siakam is still finding his way. Yeah, he was a pest, right?
He was a
Pascal's
pest,
still finding his way. But Obi chipped in 12 points. And I got to tell you, when Obi was scoring, he looked pretty comfortable at the time.
I mean, again, he wasn't like he had the height advantage. Let's say that. You know what I mean? Like iHeart, was he in foul trouble in that game? I remember seeing Precious and Josh Hart playing a lot of minutes when Obi was on. You know what I mean? So they went a little smaller than usual.
No. iHeart was good.
Okay.
Yeah,
but
was good.
I think in general, Obi was against a unit that, he got on to fast breaks a lot. I think he did a good job. I'm not gonna take anything from Obi. Obi did a good job, but I can see why they moved him to the bench for the other player. What's the other player that gets more the starting nod on that team? You have the name in front of you.
Power
forward.
That is the what's his name? Now it's Pascal Siakam.
No, it was the other kid that plays center. He plays center, I guess. He came in as a center, right?
No, Miles Turner started, but Jalen Smith came in, and Jalen Smith is good.
Jalen Smith is the kid who took over that spot.
The tall guy who wears the glasses, the goggles.
Yeah,
dropped 20 and 9. Yeah,
that's him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That kid is good, man. Yeah, he's solid player.
He's good. Yeah, they got some good stuff over there. It kind of makes you think. I'm still surprised that Indiana still has Miles Turner on that team because I think they're in a position that they've kind of found a Miles Turner type in Jalen Smith. They could trade him and get something different for the team, but they haven't done it. So it is what
I think because he's not a true 7-footer. Jalen Smith is not a true 7-footer, right? He's like a 6'10" guy. He's probably like a 6'10".
He's 6'9". He's 6'9".
6'9". Yeah, he's like Obi. So that's why they probably gonna hold on to Turner. You know what I mean? But again, we play without Julius Randle. We played without Mitchell Robinson.
Anunoby.
We played without OG Anunoby and Quentin Grimes. And
that's true.
So there's no excuses. Whether they had minimum restrictions for, you know what I mean, for Halliburton and Mathurin was not there, no excuses. We came out, we did what we were supposed to do. We out-rebounded the team. We played hard, we hustled, and we won. And we won convincingly too. It wasn't like we didn't.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they had wow. They had 6 guys in double figures, right? They had 44 rebounds. They had 21 assists. They shot 39% from 3. They shot 45%, was right there, like at the league, minimum 44, 45% from the field. That's to win the game.
Free throws.
And the Knicks, free throws was bad though. Free throws, they shot 61%.
That's where they lost the game. That's where they lost the game.
Yeah, that and one more thing. So the Knicks shot 39% from the field. Yuck. And we shot 21% from 3. Ugh. We shot 38 threes. Woo-wee.
Yikes.
We shot 76% from the free throw line, which is not bad. I mean, that helps us stay in the game. But here's the big one. As I told you, they had 44 rebounds. The Knicks had 60 rebounds.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it. Hartenstein had 12 and 19 and 6 assists.
There you go.
Josh Hart had 12 rebounds and 3 assists. And then Precious had 12 points, 16 rebounds, 4 steals, and 2 blocks. Shout out
great
to those
defense
guys,
against Pascal Siakam.
Great defense.
So, crucial moments of the game.
Yeah. There you go.
Crucial moments
Pascal was getting him early. He got him early, but when it counted in the fourth, it was good
and
defense,
DiVincenzo with the quick hands. You know what I mean? Like he kept him right in front. DiVincenzo, like, yo, let me get that cookies. Yeah.
Speaking of DiVincenzo finished with 20 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Once again, just doing a little
horrible shooting night, though, right? Like it was like
8 for 26 from the field, 4 of 16 from 3, right?
Yeah.
McBride had 16 points. He chipped in, and we needed those 16 points.
Yes.
And then obviously, Jalen Brunson, another 40 piece with 5 rebounds and 1 assist. So yeah, man. Good grinded out victory for these New York Knicks. We needed every bit of it to win that game. Yep. Every bit of it.
And it was the All-Star nod game too. He got the All-Star
nod. And it was the All-Star nod game. That's
right.
Correct. Good point.
So you can't forget about that. Like it was a great night. It was a great night.
Yeah, really, guys, listen, Knicks fans, let's look in the mirror. There's no way we should have won that game. But that tells you who this team is. You look at that and you say, this is who this shows me who this team is. The fight, the heart, the never quitting, the winning by any cost, by any means necessary. When you shoot 21% from 3 and 39 from the field, but they did it. They did it, y'all. Let's go.
It's true.
That's great. Good job by the Knicks, man. Shout out to the chat once again. We see you. Kim Aladdin's in the building. Good to see you, Kim Aladdin. I don't know if I've seen you in the chat or any of the chats, but if this is your first time, we appreciate you. Thank you for being in the chat, supporting the show.
Sure.
Yeah, new Knicks City and Squad is in the building.
Call in. We got the lines open. Call in. Yeah, if you don't know, it's right underneath us, right there. 347
305 7280.
That's it. Give us a call or join us. Come on live with us. All we need is your email. You can drop your email on the chat, or you can email us at stillnickfans@gmail.com. There's no S because we don't stress. Yeah.
There you go, John. I'm talking about what I'm saying, baby. We got mantras all over the place. We got a mantra. The Knicks got a mantra. # all heart. No quit. Let's go, baby.
I love that. I love that.
Salute to you guys once again. Shout out to the chat. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in. And New Knicks City and Squad, that's the Organic Fanatics podcast, guys. If you have not checked them out, please do. Another good show in our Knicks community, man. Great camaraderie between them. Raul, one of the brothers, the host of the show, was on our show. We've had him here. So if you're not familiar, you could always go back to that show to find out a little bit about him. So let me get to the chat before we get on to the next game, because there was a question in here and it was repeated. Danny Landis asked it as well as Craig asked it. What do you think, John? They were asking, how do we feel about the Knicks maybe going after a Bobby Portis?
I mean, I wouldn't be mad at Bobby Portis. I've always liked Bobby Portis. I thought, he brings a little bit of those intangibles. You know what I mean? He's a guy who can stretch the floor. He's a real big. He's someone who can guard up on the 7-footers. And with Joel Embiid out for a formidable amount of time, potentially, season ending, potentially, that gives us an opportunity to really, play big against teams like, that we need to play big against. So I wouldn't mind it. I would love it. Like Bobby Portis is a guy who I enjoyed him I enjoyed his game or his play here as a Knick. Yeah, I'm all for that. And he's an intangibles guy, right? He's a good locker room guy. He's going to be a pest against the opponents. You know what I mean? He's going to get under their skin like he does to us. But I really do think that I really thought that that's a player that Milwaukee wouldn't want to get rid of. I'll be surprised if they do. I'll be surprised if they do. And what do we give him back? What are we giving back for him too? Is the question.
That's
what
I mean?
Like
what would they want from the Knicks, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Like, because if it's for Mitchell Robinson, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it for Mitch.
Grimes might be what they would want because they need a little help with their perimeter defense. So maybe they would want Grimes.
That's true. Maybe Fournier for shooting.
But would we want to see Milwaukee beat us with Grimes being?
Yeah, I know, right? With Grimes, yeah, that'd be messed up.
No. Oh boy, that would be tough.
But I mean, I wouldn't mind Bobby Portis coming back. I mean, we were looking for a big, you know what I mean, just in case Mitch Robinson isn't able to come back. And then he could play a little 4 if you need him to. Although I don't want to see Precious lose minutes, because I think Precious is doing a fantastic job. Coming from where giving him an opportunity is great to see. Plus he's a New York kid. You know what I mean? He's a kid from the Bronx. Although he's from Africa, but kind of worked his game in the Bronx. You know what I mean? So
right,
gotta like that.
And the thing about Bobby Portis is he is 6'10", so he's got good height. He shoots 38% from 3, 50% from the field. Gives you 7 rebounds a night, 12.6 points on 23 minutes played. That's pretty damn efficient, actually.
Yeah.
Bobby Portis
he's a hustle guy.
Yeah,
he's a good one. It's not bad. Like if you were to say Kelly Olynyk or Bobby Portis, I'm going Bobby Portis. That's just me, though. He gives you more on the defensive side.
Right. I hear you. Yeah, so that's interesting. That's a good one, though. Bobby Portis is interesting. It's just all about what we would have to give up. What would Milwaukee want? And would you guys be okay with watching one of our players go over there and possibly flourish and be the reason why we lose to them? You never know.
Right. Plus, we need a little bit more. I think for this current Knicks team, I think what we need more is we need that ball handler person who can actually get you some buckets. Like, I think that's a priority. At least it would be for me if I was in the front office. My priority would be get me a ball handler who could take, who could get their buckets when needed. And that way Brunson isn't left by himself. You know what I mean? In situations where we're in right now, where we don't have any alternative, to like Brunson's play. We don't got a guy on our team currently who could do it by themselves. You know what I mean? So other than Brunson. And then when Julius gets back, then you have the 1-2 punch. But, like the bench is in need of that right now.
Right. And the other thing about Bobby Portis is like he could be the backup center that we're missing, especially if Mitch doesn't come back healthy. We think he might, but we don't know. But whatever. We'll see. That's interesting. So Craig says that, and Danny was saying like he's on the trade block apparently. So okay.
Yeah. But then isn't they? I think the trade block conversation is him for Capella, right? To the Hawks.
Yeah, and that's a whole nother story. I mean, if it's him for Capella, I think they're taking that deal. So
right.
Yeah, but you know, he does pretty good when you give him, you know, open shots. He knocks him down. JJ, I see Portis. He said Portis can't really score, and he's not much of a defender. Yeah, he's not the type of defender he used to be. He hustles. He does get in your face, but he's not the same defender he used to be when he was younger. But he does so many other good things on the court that's the benefit of having him.
His rebounding, I think, is sort of key. You know what I mean? And on the Tibbs run defense, like I think he would mature well with this team. I think it's a more natural fit. I don't know. I mean, when I look at the calls for Olynyk, I see Portis as a better fit.
Right. Yeah, and I see Dwayne Dennis said we were a very bad team when he was here and played to how the team was at the time. Plus, why would the Bucks give him to us? Yeah, that's another thing. It's a little iffy that the Bucks would want to deal with us. I don't know, but yeah, he's
plus he knows all their schemes. It's not like you don't know all their schemes.
Yeah, it's much easier because apparently Dallas is interested in him. Much easier to ship him to Dallas as well, or Atlanta than to ship him to the Knicks, direct competition. You know.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So they were talking about what, Dallas for Williams.
They were talking about what, Grant Williams for Portis.
Yeah, Grant Williams. Yeah, that seems like more of a fit for a trade than him coming to the Knicks.
And I actually don't think that I don't like that. I mean, for the Knicks, like I don't want
like
Grant
that for
Williams
us.
I don't want Grant Williams with Milwaukee. Yeah, he's definitely a pest.
He's a pest, bro.
Yeah.
Because then you got to deal with him and Giannis. Like that's not a good look.
Correct. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Well, guys, we got one more game on the docket. We kind of talked about it, but just to put it out there, the Knicks did wind up playing the Los Angeles Lakers. And we wound up losing this game.
Accent, where are you?
Calm down. I said I have to calm down. We did lose 113-105. Yeah, that stinks. It is what it is, guys.
Yeah.
A loss is a loss.
It was closer than that, though.
It was totally. We were in this game. We had a chance.
Yeah. I think it was like 4 minutes left, and we just like needed to hit a big shot, and it would have been, sort of a game changer. But it happens, man. Happens.
Right. It's tough, man. It is what it is. Like you're gonna get those games where, you can't win them all. And once again, to be honest, if we're speaking facts, if we're just being real fans, guys, the Knicks didn't have the best game to win that game either. Were we still in it, which is an indictment on the Lakers and how bad they are. We could have won the game, yes, but we shot 41% from the field. Once again, league minimum is around 44-45% from the field. We shot 41% from the field. We shot 28.6 from three. You can't win games like that. Usually on a night in and night out, it's very tough to win games that way.
Right. And they were smart. Who they kept putting what's that Prince on Brunson
and Taurean Prince, guys. Just so you know, I mean, we're talking.
He knocks it down.
He's 6'6" with a 7'1" wingspan. Like putting
say
that
that again because I missed you. What? I don't know. Something happened on my end. What is he?
Oh, he's 6'6" with a 7'1" wingspan.
Yeah. That's tough.
It's tough.
That's tough. Yeah.
And
you see it like.
Go ahead, John.
No, I would say you see how, and Brunson was still getting his, but it was just like that fourth quarter pressure, man. That's they're pretty much leading you right into the bigs, right? Like that's how it seemed like they were doing. They were pushing everybody right to Davis. And Davis, he's a talent when it comes on the defensive side. He's got great, great feet, great hands. You know what I mean? He's able to defend really well at the rim. So it's tough when you're going up against a team like that.
Right. And the Lakers had was it 5? No, 10. 5. No, 6. They had Jackson Hayes, Taurean Prince, D'Angelo Russell, Reeves, Davis, and LeBron were all in double figures. LeBron had 24, 5 and 2. Anthony Davis was killing us. Specifically, he was killing us on the boards. He had 12 points, 18 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, and 4 blocks. Austin Reeves had 22, 6 and 7.
And he turned it on late.
Good. That kid.
He turned it on late because he was sort of like held in check, and then that fourth quarter he started like finding his spot.
He started getting busy.
Yeah.
D'Angelo Russell had 16 and 4. Taurean Prince had 16 and 2, and Jackson Hayes had 10, 3 and 1. For the Knicks, Precious had 10 and 8. Josh Hart, once again, 12, 11 and 4 and 1. And, I'm just going to say this one more time, guys. I'm not team Josh Hart. Yeah, I'm not team Josh Hart, okay? But
I am.
Guys are a little hard. I think guys are a little hard on Josh Hart. Josh Hart, the stats. I've already mentioned he does what he does, man. We can't ask for more. He's not that guy. But this is what he does. Night in and night out. 12, 11, and 4.
He's going to give you all he got on the defensive side, and on the offensive side, he may not hit the open jump shots, but he's going to give you some moments where you're going to be like, "Why are you jumping in the air trying to pass?" Like I always hate that, but
he's
outside of that, his hustle play, I can't be mad at him. You know what I mean? He hustles. Right. He hustles, and that's all we've been wanting for the last few years. Like somebody who
that's what
lays it all on the line. You know what I mean? Like
that's what I'm saying, John. I want the Knicks fans to not get too spoiled in the fact that we're getting better. You forget we didn't have a Josh Hart before Dante came, before OG came. We didn't have that. That's what we were missing. We missed guys that would get on the
we missed
guys that would get on the floor. You know what I mean? We need guys like that.
Right.
Yeah, man. Hartenstein had 6 points, 15 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks. Dante had 26, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Miles McBride had 10 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. And that was pretty much it. We had one other guy, right? This one other guy, guys, he is first-time All-Star for these New York Knicks. He is 6'2", you know what I mean? He is our leading scorer. He was double-teamed all night by the Los Angeles Lakers.
Sometimes triple
teamed.
Get the ball
right?
out of his hands, right?
And because of what they were doing to him, and in the end, what he put up there with his numbers, he is our BBG. That's right, our big bucket getter.
Look at those. That's wild. Why are they hovering over there? What's going on?
Because that's how they were doubling and triple teaming him. They were all over Brunson, but it didn't stop him, folks. 36 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists on 48% shooting. Could you imagine?
Yo, those bobbleheads are crazy, B. Yo, you got bobbleheads up there. That's wild. Yo, you wild. It's hilarious.
I love it. Oh man.
They're up there like a quinceañera or something. Like it's like
because you know what
pinatas.
It is. They're watching Brunson do his thing, and they're just like, there's nothing they can do. They can't stop it. They just
that's crazy. Yo, you for that.
Shout out to Donald DiMaselli in the building. What's going on, brother? Appreciate you. Listen, we got room for maybe one more call if anybody wants to call in. 347-305-7280. But in the meantime, if somebody calls in there, if they don't, we got to get to the last segment of the show.
Okay. Oh, I know you're excited for this one. Oh, man.
But wait, there's more.
There's more.
What's going on, fellas? You miss me?
What's going
What up,
on,
Jose?
Not much. I know it's your favorite time of the evening where we get our weekly predictions. Ladies and gentlemen, we actually have 4 games coming up this week, with the 4th game happening next week, Monday. Typically, the games will be ending by the time we start our podcast, but I think it's... Oh, wait a minute.
We have a caller.
Oh, man.
Caller.
Hey, Ron and
What's your name
John.
and where you from?
Hey, this is Donald DiMaselli.
Hey, the Don is back,
Donald.
baby.
What's going on?
How's it going, guys? I got relatives that pronounce it like that because I got tired of correcting people. It's really DiMaselli.
Oh, it's
DiMaselli.
DiMaselli. Got it.
Nice.
I got some relatives, they added an H in there because, you know, it don't look like DiMaselli, you know? So anyway,
Hey,
All good.
amazing numbers. You know, I just tuned in at the end of this, and I mean, he put up numbers like, how do you do that when they're triple teaming you? He's phenomenal.
unbelievable, bro. Unbelievable.
And it's
Unbelievable.
not like we've seen a player of this caliber in our history. Like the Knicks have never had a player this dynamic. Like, I mean, you go back to Earl the Pearl.
You got to go back to Clyde Frazier.
You think Earl the Pearl or Clyde? You think Clyde was more than Pearl when it came to sort of his footwork?
I don't think he's the defensive player of Clyde, you know.
Right, right.
But but he's better with the ball, also like Pearl, you know.
Right, right.
He's like a combo of the two of them, you know. And but I mean, look, nobody else since there. I mean, there's nobody to even compare. I mean, Marbury maybe he's really a shooting guard, but anyway.
Right.
You guys are loving Precious Achiuwa, right?
Loving it.
Big fans. Big fans.
I mean,
and remember, we was on Morning Brew talking about it. Like, we went on a family podcast, right, that we always joined, and we talked about how they were killing Precious at the moment. You know, like, just, you know, fans were killing Precious, and I was like, give him a shot, give him a chance to show what he could actually provide. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't have his moment yet, and he got it. He's finally here.
Well, we got some like absolutely insane fans, and you don't have to look far to find them, because this talk about, first of all, you couldn't avoid him. I turn him off as soon as I see him usually, but it was the game, you know, it's the pregame, and I had to witness Stephen A. Smith do his like Ric Flair oversell. Like, how much can I oversell this? He's as bad as like the Island Boys now. He wants to trade. No, really. Look at the way he presents himself, like a clown act, you know. Like, and then it would be one thing if it was astute, if it had made any sense. You're going to trade a 29-year-old, still improving, 3-time All-Star, or top 4, you know, the 25, 10, and 5 or whatever he's at, for an old man, a third. Another show said, I wouldn't care if it was 39-year-old Michael Jordan, 35-year-old Kobe, 35-year-old Wilt Chamberlain. The guy's 39 years of age. You know, unless he's Jesus Christ, like, he's done in another couple of years. It's just father time. Maybe it's a
Stephen A. is all about the clickbait.
And you're going to trade him and picks, and what are you, out of your mind? And give him $60 million?
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
To a guy who wouldn't come here when we gave him the key to the city. I mean, I'm taking my shit to Miami, you know, after, you know, he dates you for a few weekends, you know.
Hey, Don, man, He played us in our own backyard. What are we talking about here? Forget this guy LeBron, man. I'm done with him. Done with him.
So done. And listen, back in the I'm old school, so I didn't want to trade for Reggie Miller or Michael Jordan. I wanted to beat these guys.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Right.
Thank you.
I don't want Tatum. And we got it.
Guys,
now,
listen,
man.
I don't mean to cut you off, Don, but fans in the chat, Knick fans, this is what I'm talking about. When you're a fan of your team, when you got rivals, when you used to losing to these people, you want to beat them. You don't want them to join you. You want to keep beating them.
Talk about this if you could, please. What do we do when we're full strength with Mitch and we got 10 guys that we've been playing? Who's the odd guy out? Is it Grimes? Is it Precious? Do we run with 10 guys? You know, it's a 9-man rotation here in most places, but you know, that would put Grimes or Precious if it were all fully healthy with Mitch back, right? One of those guys is the 10th guy. You know, Sims is the 11th guy, Flynn's the 12th. That's all. So I'm going to go back on the show and listen to how you guys talk about that, all right?
I appreciate you, man.
Thanks, man. Thank you, Don. Appreciate your call, man.
All right,
yes, sir.
Guys.
Let's go.
Brother. So let's answer this real quick, and then we'll get Jose back in here to do his thing. But John, I don't know how you feel about it. I know we know Tibbs is a creature of habit. You were the first to say it all the time, but I would say I think this is the one time where Tom Thibodeau goes to a 10-man rotation, because I think the talent is good enough that he has to say, you know what, I got these 9 guys I'm running with. I got a healthy Mitchell Robinson back. Yeah, I'll play all 10. I could do that with these guys. I think it's enough. I think it's enough for him to do it. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't believe he would. I just think like it's Tibbs, bro. It's Tibbs. I think he would value that he has these guys and he would be willing to put them in. I don't think he'll do it. I think it would be depending on the game and the circumstance. I think it would be situational. I think in his mind, playoffs is about play your top 8 guys. And if you got to go to 9, you go to 9. But he's about playing your top 8 guys that are going to get you the win and expect everybody to play heavy minutes. Right now, if you have an injury or if there's a need, if a guy's in foul trouble and there's a need to go deeper into the bench, then that's when you start to see Precious Achua or Deuce McBride, depending on the situation. Or, you know what I mean? Because I can guarantee you that Mitchell Robinson is going to see enough minutes on that court, even if he isn't the guy who ends the games. Right, because you know he's a liability when it comes to free throws. So he'll start the game, but he may not end the game. And I think we're gonna go to end games because he's a better shooter, and he doesn't lose anything on the defensive side and rebounding. So, but I just expect Tibbs to be Tibbs, man. In that situation, he's gonna play 8 in the playoffs.
You're probably right. You're probably right, and especially when it comes to the playoffs, I definitely think you're right. But I'm because you know what, even though I think that there's a lane for Tibbs to say, okay, let me give Julius a breather, right, and bring Precious in, you really can't see it, because if Mitchell Robinson is back healthy, those extra minutes, like Mitch could be in there with the unit, giving him 20 plus minutes to really maximize on what you got. Yeah, so it's tough. Yeah, maybe it's right.
And
you're right.
He's always going to play Randall and Brunson 40 plus minutes, especially in the playoffs, because those are his guys. Like he's gonna live and die on those guys and their play. So he's not gonna shift for that. Now, if Randall's in foul trouble, you may see Precious for a few minutes here and there, but like, you know, he may even go Hart for Josh Hart because he doesn't want to go deeper into the bench. You know what I mean? Like, it's Tibbs. You know what I mean? He's gonna go what he knows and who he's confident in pressure situations. No pun intended.
Yeah. See what you did there. Well, I hope that answered your question, Don DiMichelli. I like that. Hopefully I won't forget, but you know, I got it. So let's see if we can get Jose back in there. Sorry, my brother. We ready for you, bro.
That's all cool. I'm loving the fact that the fans are joining us online, talking to us, you know, airing it out. But like I said earlier, We have 4 games coming up, with the 4th game happening next week, Monday, which should be in the 3rd quarter by the time we start our show, I think. I don't know. We shall see.
Yeah. Are we in Houston for that one? Yeah.
Yes. The first 3
Yeah,
games
so
are
it's a
home
late one.
games, and the 4th game will be a away game. So with that being said,
Nice.
I don't know who guessed first last week or who predicted first last week.
I did, and I predicted wrong last week.
All right, so you know what? It only makes sense for
Well,
you to
you
go
never
first
know,
again.
John. Maybe you predicted right. You know.
We know, sir. Ron's gloating over here. I don't like that.
Oh, not. I'm sorry, Jose. I was rudely interrupted by John, assuming that he predicted wrong. What did you say again? I'm sorry.
Whoever wants to predict, go ahead.
I'll go first because I always defer to John, and if you don't mind, I'll go first.
Go ahead,
It's
man.
not
Do your
right.
thing. Here's some thinking music. Hey, listen, man, I gotta work.
Smooth vibes.
We gotta hurry this up.
Yeah,
Okay.
facts.
So listen, Memphis versus the Knicks. It's gonna be tough. Once again, I know Memphis is shorthanded, but the Knicks are still shorthanded, and I just think it's the way they're shooting is a little concerning for me. But if they come to play and they got the shot going, it's an easy win. So I'm gonna go with the Knicks. That's a W. Dallas and the Knicks. I am not gonna lie to you guys. Luka and
John, your turn. We're going back and forth with this.
we going back and forth. Hey, okay.
I mean, Memphis got 13 players out, so I'm going with the Knicks.
Right.
Don't make no sense.
There you go.
You better not lose to Memphis with no players. Now we back to you,
Is it
Ron.
my turn?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Dallas and the Knicks. I don't want to bet against my Knicks, but unfortunately, guys, last time we played Dallas, you know what happened. I was very upset about that. We're shorthanded. Dallas got Luka and Kyrie playing, which is rare because they don't really play together that much. So, that's a loss to me.
Wow, Ron. Wow. How dare you?
Yep. Well, I was right.
Man, screw that. We're going to get another win. I ain't scared of no Dallas, man. I'm going to kick Kyrie in his ankles.
Watch OG come back for that Dallas game. I'm gonna be pissed off.
Oh, I hope so. That's what I'm betting on. I'm betting that OG doesn't have a severe issue with that elbow and is actually back for that Dallas game. So I'm going with Dallas.
All right. Well, it is what it is. Indiana versus the Knicks. The India is going to try to get their get back, but guess what? They're going to catch another L. It's a loss. Knicks win. We prevail.
I'm going to go with the Knicks again. Get the win. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what kind of firepower they're going to come with. I don't know if Matthew's coming back, but I know if we got OG, I believe in OG and Precious on that defensive side. So I'm going Knicks.
Okay. Knicks versus Houston. Houston's.
All right, guys. Since next week's game is happening, I'm actually going to predict next week's game for y'all.
Yes, sir.
And by that, I don't mean myself. I mean, I'm actually going to have a wheel that's going to predict it for you. So, spin this bad
man.
Ball. Ron.
Man.
All right, Ron.
Hey! Yeah.
You're going for a win on that one. And John.
That sucks. Come on. Hit me with a win. Bro, this ain't my year. This is not my year. Not Houston.
So
we not losing to Houston.
What was your prediction then?
Mine was a win.
And Ron, Houston. What was your prediction?
Mine was a win.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, guys, it's always a pleasure coming on the podcast with y'all. These are your predictions for next week. Let's see who shall be the king. Until then, I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Appreciate you, Jose. As always, thank you for all the wonderful graphics.
But wait,
hold on.
There's more.
Uh-oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time this season, we have a new king of prediction. Give it up for Mr. Ron himself. With a perfect prediction. He predicted 2 wins and a loss, and unfortunately that was the record for last week. So Ron, congratulations for being the king of predictions of last week. John, hopefully you can take back your crown. If not, Ron is going to be dancing his way to the top next week. With that being said, now I'm out of here.
It's not good. It's not good, man.
Oh, man. I'll take it. I needed it. Yeah, man.
You're going to get another one this week. I got Houston lose. I'm losing to Houston. Come on,
we'll
man.
see what happens. Anything can happen, but you never know. You just never know. You never know.
Bruh.
Anyway.
Even if I win, I don't want to win that way. I don't want to lose to Houston. Who wants to lose to Houston? Come on, man. It's not fair, bro.
I hear you, brother. I hear you, bro. Well, I mean, listen, good thing there's a little parity because we also picked differently for the Dallas game. So that's good. It's good. Anyway, any final words, my brother? This has been a great show. Thank you guys for being here and rocking with us. Appreciate you as always.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Everybody on the chat, appreciate you for joining us today. I'm looking forward to the day when someone comes on with us live. It's got to be next week, though, right? So, looks, until then, stay safe, stay healthy out there, stay warm. Looking forward to the next one. I'm out of here. Peace.
There you go, fellas and ladies. Thank you once again. Appreciate you guys. Smash that like button for the show if you haven't already done so. Shout out to D Coolest 718 in the building. I see you. What's good, my brother? Appreciate you. Thank you guys. And for those who may be tuning in late or who haven't even watched the show as of yet, replay gang. Anyway, let me get that out. Anyway, thank you guys once again. Appreciate you. Brooklyn Butch is in the building. Salute, Brooklyn Butch. Thank you as well. Knicks will be 2026 NBA champs is in the building as well, man. Thank you guys for being here. Great show as always. Nothing like chopping it up with my brothers. As I always say, tell a friend who tells a friend who tells another friend. Still Knicks fans will be back again, whether it be on Monday nights at 9 p.m. for Still Knicks fans weekly. That's SKF weekly, if you're wondering. Thursdays, depending on if the Knicks play or not, for the NBA wrap-up and the wrap-up. NBA wrap-up on Nothing But Knicks, the wrap-up on the front stoop. But this Thursday, I think the Knicks play again, so you may see us on Friday at 6 for the NBA wrap-up, and then 7 p.m. for the wrap-up on the front stoop. So please tune in. And then, of course, last but not least, Saturdays at 11:30 for Know the Ledge, where we try to talk you off the ledge. No matter what's going on, we got to stay level-headed because you know what? We go ups and downs, man, but we still Knicks fans. So appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. Once again, shout out to my brothers and shout out to my brother Jose holding us down on the ones and twos. Appreciate you, my brother. Thank you guys, man. Have a great rest of your night and enjoy these Knicks, man. Tomorrow we got Memphis. Let's see what we can do. We out of here.
But wait, there's more.
Is there?
Freedom over fame. Freedom over cycle stays the same.